game in that opportunity. Caitlin Clark for three, rattles it around for her.
Imagine this. You're the national champ, but suddenly everyone's talking about your rival. That's exactly what's happening to Angel Reese right now. How's she dealing with it? Let's break it down. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Angel Reese was on top of the world after leading LSU to victory in the 2023 NCAA championship. But now, she's watching Caitlin Clark steal the spotlight. It's like going from hero to zero overnight. You know what's crazier? Reese is feeling the heat. She said, "I just want to always just know like I'm still human."
Has really taken upon her shoulders to be more aggressive offensively, too.
Can you imagine being the champ one day and struggling the next? But here's the thing, Reese isn't backing down. You won't believe how she plans to fight back and reclaim her spot at the top. But first, let's see how she got here. It's a wild ride, and you're gonna want to stick around for this. Just when you thought Reese's story couldn't get more intense, enter Caitlin Clark. Picture this, a rookie who's not just turning heads, but turning the entire league upside down. How is Clark managing to outshine everyone, even seasoned pros? And more importantly, can anyone stop her? Let's talk about Caitlin Clark.
Underneath the basket, the Shields and Clark. Caitlin Clark. And Diamond with
the new WNBA superstar who's changing the game in ways we've never seen before. She's not just good, she's redefining what it means to be a basketball player. Experts are calling her a walking, breathing highlight reel, and they're not exaggerating. Every time Clark steps on the court, something magical happens. But it's not just her skills that are making waves. Clark's impact goes way beyond the court. She's secured $28 million in endorsement deals. That's insane for a rookie. And get this, she's bringing in viewers like nobody's business. One of her games averaged 2.25 million viewers, peaking at 3 million. That's the most watched WNBA game in 23 years.
I love her. I love the way Caitlin Clark is playing.
Now imagine you're Angel Reese. You're trying to make your mark in the league, but every time you have a big game, Clark comes back even stronger. How frustrating is that? Clark's leading the WNBA in both scoring and assists, averaging 25.8 points per game. It's like she's playing a different sport out there. Remember that first matchup between Clark's Indiana Fever and Reese's Chicago Sky? Clark's team barely squeaked out a win, but it was enough to add fuel to their rivalry. Analysts are saying that while Reese has talent, she's struggling to match Clark's impact on the game. It's like Clark's casting a shadow so big, it's hard for anyone else to shine. You know what's really wild? Clark's not just playing basketball. She's rewriting the playbook. Her unique skills and game-changing abilities are forcing everyone to rethink how women's basketball is played. It's like she showed up and said, "Hey, here's a whole new way to dominate this game." After one of their intense matchups, Clark gave us a peek into her mindset. She said, "I think it's just the emotion and the passion that we play with." That's Clark in a nutshell. All emotion, all passion, all the time. And it's working. She's not just winning games, she's winning over fans, sponsors, and even skeptics who didn't give women's basketball a second thought before. Clark's not the only one with strong emotions on the court. Reese has been making waves with her words and actions, but is she going too far? And with a recent injury sidelining her, how will Reese bounce back and prove she's still a force to be reckoned with? You won't believe what Reese said about Clark that got everyone talking. She suggested that Clark's popularity was influenced by race, saying, "It's not just because of one person, it's because of me too." Whoa, talk about dropping a bombshell. Experts like Stephen A. Smith weren't having it. They fired back, saying Clark's success is all about her incredible skills, not her skin color. But that's not all. Remember that heated game where Reese got called for a flagrant foul on Clark? Reese brushed it off as a basketball play, but not everyone saw it that way. Clark, being Clark, kept it cool and said, "It is what it is, you know, she's trying to make a play on the ball." But Reese couldn't let it go. She hinted that Clark gets special treatment from the refs, saying, "I guess some people got a special whistle." Ouch! Now here's where things get tough for Reese. Just when she needed to be at the top of her game, she got hit with an injury. A small crack in her wrist bone forced her into surgery. Can you imagine how frustrating that must be? Watching from the sidelines while Clark's taking over the league? But don't count Reese out just yet. She's not letting this setback crush her spirit. She's looking at the big picture, saying, I want to have a long career in the league. Smart move, right? Taking care of that wrist now so it doesn't mess up her whole career later. And get this, Reese is already planning her comeback. She's not just talking about returning to the court, she's promising to come back stronger than ever. In her own words, I'm looking forward to this minor setback to a major comeback. Year 2 is about to be scary hours. Now that's the kind of fighting spirit that made her a champion in the first place. While Reese is sidelined, she's not staying silent. In fact, she's about to unleash a secret weapon that could change everything we thought we knew about her rivalry with Clark. What's Reese's bold new strategy to take control of her narrative? Enter Unapologetically Angel, Reese's brand new podcast. It's not just any podcast. It's her way of taking the mic and telling her side of the story. Imagine being able to hear directly from Angel herself, without any filters or media spin. That's what she's offering her fans and critics alike. But why a podcast? Well, think about it. Reese has been in the spotlight, often for controversial reasons. Now she's got a platform where she can address everything head-on. She's talking about her experiences, her love life, and yes, even her journey in the WNBA. It's like she's inviting listeners into her world, giving them a backstage pass to her thoughts and feelings. And let's not forget, this is happening while she's recovering from that wrist injury. But Reese isn't just sitting around waiting to heal. No way. She's using this time to work on her game in ways you might not expect. She's focusing on her conditioning and, get this, she's even working on her shooting with her offhand. Talk about turning a setback into an opportunity. Reese is dead serious about her future in the league. She's not just thinking about the next game or the next season, she's looking at the long haul. In her own words, I want to have a long career in the league. That's some serious dedication, especially when you're dealing with an injury. But here's where it gets really interesting. Reese isn't just working on her physical game. She's changing how she handles the media spotlight too. Instead of letting others control the narrative, she's taking charge. Her podcast and social media are becoming her direct line to fans. It's like she's building her own PR team, but the only voice is hers. And you know what? It's working. Reese is countering negative stories and rumors about her left and right. She's not waiting for someone else to defend her. She's doing it herself. It's a whole new ballgame when it comes to her public image. Looking ahead, Reese is dropping hints about a major comeback. She's not just talking about returning to the court, she's promising something bigger. Year 2 is about to be scary hours, she says. Now that's the kind of talk that gets fans excited and opponents worried. Let's talk about what this Reese-Clark rivalry really means for the WNBA. It's not just about two players going head-to-head. This rivalry is changing the game. We're seeing record viewership, bigger endorsement deals, and more people talking about women's basketball than ever before. Think about it. Clark's games are pulling in millions of viewers. That's insane. And Reese? She's not backing down. She's using this competition to push herself even harder. It's like they're in a race to see who can be the best, and we all get to watch. But here's the real question. Who's going to come out on top next season? And what does that mean for women's basketball? Will we see even more fans, more money, more attention? This rivalry isn't just about Reese and Clark. It's about the future of the WNBA.